FRL, you have one more script that I use pretty commonly, and I think it would be good to show you guys how to use it. It comes in handy every now and then. In this case, this scenario, we have this red line, which represents the architect's wires, compared to our beam, which as you can see is about maybe 3 inches off. And so we want to realign our beams to the architect's wires. So the basic strategy here is we're going to create some beams based on the architect's wires, and then we'll match our beams to it. The reason we're doing this is because our beams have some things like cuts and joins, miters, comments, stuff that we don't necessarily want to lose if we were just to delete our beams and redraw them based directly on the wires. So let's go ahead and make our set of beams. I'm going to use HSS round structural tubing. It doesn't matter what you make your dummy beams out of. It'll come up later, so I'll show you in a second. So let's go ahead and tab through until we select all the wires. Give it a second to build. So now we have the ones that are going to represent the location. So now we just need to run the script. So we'll go into Dynamo Player. And the script is called beams match dummy beams location. Go ahead and let it run. Great. So it's a little finicky. You have to select all your beams. It will select only beams, so don't worry about if you select other things. Just be careful that you don't click off, or else you'll lose your selection. Alright, now we have all our beams selected. Make sure to hit finish up here. And so it'll look for the prefix. What it's going to do is it's going to divide up all of your selection based on whether your family name starts with this, or family type name. In this case, I have the round HSS, so it'll start with HSS. And everything else is miscellaneous channels, so it starts with MC. So everything that starts with HSS will be deleted, and the miscellaneous channels will be moved to their locations. Alright, and it worked. It doesn't look super good right now because we have to go back in and clean up all the miters. But what we're going to do is select everything that was made. And we're going to cut it and then paste aligned. And there we go. And that's what we want it to look like. Go ahead and close this out. Alright, from here on, you're just cleaning up miters. You might have to realign. I tend to realign based on these stringers. This realignment is just kind of a little bit important. It'll let your miters go through. If they're not completely in line with each other, you won't have a chance to set your miters right. Anyway, so that's the basic process. It's a little complex, but it'll allow for, if we have things like our comments set, and yeah. So it just allows us to keep all of the same parameters on the beams, as opposed to having kind of a deleting and then recreating all the parameters over and over again every time they update their locations. So that's it. As always, if you have questions, go ahead and give me a call.